United are about to get the game underway, which was in doubt until an hour ago, but Andre Mariner gave the go-ahead after 3 pitch inspections, but the rain continues to tumble down here from slate grey Sheffield skies. Sheffield United in their red and white stripes, playing from right to left in the first half. It's the FA Cup 4th round on TalkSport, and this is the 4th of 5 commentaries we are bringing you this weekend with Budweiser. And Fulham, in all blue, are defending the Jessica Ennis stand, of course named after a very famous Sheffield sporting heroine, away to our left-hand side. And it's quickly back towards David Stockdale, and that ball skimmed across the penalty area, and as a result, Stockdale dealt with it very gingerly. You know, there is an area in both goal areas that you should stay away from, and the first back pass went straight to it, which is not very intelligent, Nigel. So there you go with football, sometimes they do surprise you. But the pitch in general, at this moment in time, is okay in there. I don't think there's any excuses that are going to be offered, you know, if they do go out today for Fulham. Well, this pitch was voted the second best in League One, and it was covered on Friday evening. They were anticipating a very cold weekend, but of course they took the covers off this morning, and the rain has absolutely hosed down from very early on, and it continues to be torrential. And we have started, but if it continues like this, there is a slight question about whether we may finish this game. Senderos with a back pass again, and Stockdale will be saying, "What are you doing?" I don't believe he's saying it as high as that, though. No. Oh, he's not a commentator. You what? Stockdale clears it downfield again, up towards the halfway line, headed up in the air by Matt Hill, who has vast experience in his career in the Championship with both Bristol City and Preston North End, and now he is fouled, and it will be a free kick to Sheffield United, and they are such a big club in the League One level. Bramall Lane is a Premier League venue, but the harsh reality is, despite their victory over Aston Villa in the 3rd round, this is a club in danger of relegation to the 4th tier of English football. But they started well here. Flynn with a low ball into the penalty area, cut out at the near post. Porter tried to control and play the ball back into the penalty area, but it's cleared away, and now Fulham are unable to make it stick with either Rodallega or Tankovic, and it's wide towards this near side again, and Jamie Murphy, who scored the opening goal against Aston Villa in the 3rd round, he looks to go beyond Tankovic. Tankovic pulled him back, and in the mud down this near side, it's a free kick in a very dangerous area. So it looks like he's got a little bit of pace about him, doesn't it, Murphy? You know, he's taking the full back on there, and he looks like he's got the beating of him. You know, if I was a Sheffield United player, I would have certainly clocked that. And if he wanted to get the ball to Murphy as often as possible, this is a good area to deliver from. And it was Josh Passley who made the challenge, and that's his first test for the 19-year-old, and he didn't really pass it. 33 minutes played on TalkSport. In the wet of Bramall Lane, it's goalless. But here is Baxter with the free kick, whipped into the penalty area, headed away well by Rodallega at the near post. But here is the other wide player, Ryan Flynn, down the right-hand side. Early ball delivered in towards Porter at the near post, who goes down under the challenge of Senderos, but Andre Mariner says goal kick. Well, a good start to an FA Cup tie. It's what the FA Cup's all about. You can see the crowd lifted. They get a free kick, they put it into the area. Every time they get anywhere near Fulham's goal, there's an uplift in the atmosphere, and that's what you want. Decent crowd inside this stadium as well. Despite their problems, Sheffield United have been averaging 17,000 in League One this season, and the huge, cavernous Kop stand away to our right-hand side is maybe 2/3 full as Porter chases the ball forward at the other end, which simply dies on the turf. But Aaron Hughes does well to check back, put the anchors on, and win the ball back. And now Karagounis for Fulham. Wide towards this near side. Passley short towards Damien Duff, and it's Tankovic, the 18-year-old who had a cameo appearance against Norwich in the last round. Fulham did not want a replay to overcome Premier League opposition, and they certainly will not want a replay here today. Although Reading Burenstein has picked a team which may find it difficult. So many of the bigger Fulham names have either stayed at home or are waiting on the bench, along with the likes of Darren Bent and Adel Taarabt. And the Fulham coach is clearly prioritising Swansea City away in the Premier League on Tuesday. And you can follow that game around the grounds on TalkSport with Mark Saggers on kickoff. programme which comes live from Old Trafford, where Manchester United play Cardiff City. A potential debut for Juan Mata. As Fulham look to bring it forward now, and beats the ball into the penalty area. Davies now down the right-hand side, looks to scoop it back. It's turned behind by the goalkeeper George Long, and Davies slides into the advertising hoardings and up and over the advertising hoardings, but it looks to be okay.
There's been a quality we've seen from him in the advanced area. Lovely play. Davies, a little give and go, got up the other side of Hill, just ran away from him, and the keeper come out long, just to narrow the angle, and did very well with Sheffield United.
George Long, only 20, the Sheffield United goalkeeper, but now very much the first choice here at Bramall Lane. Duff with a corner, high into the penalty area, and the goalkeeper tries to fist it away, almost collides with Maguire. It's now picked up by Senderos with the shaven head on the far side, back towards Karagounis, drifted high towards the far post, and the header from Rodallega, off balance, it's not too far away, over the top.
Good ball from Karagounis, angle ball. It was a difficult header for Rodallega. He gets up well, he gets power on the header, but just can't direct it into that top right-hand corner. Long might have got to it if it had been inside, and it's just over. But a little spell there for Fulham. They started off the game just keeping possession, trying to take the sting out of the game. Now they're starting to play with a bit more freedom, a bit more adventure.
And the rain here starting to swirl in the air as the wind picked up inside Bramall Lane again. Controlled by Jose Baxter down this near side for Sheffield United, a player who had such an important role for Oldham in their F.A Cup run, which you'll have heard on TalkSport last season when they beat Liverpool and took Everton to a replay. Baxter again, infield towards the Irish from Michael Doyle. And now wide to the far side, and Brayford making his Sheffield United debut. And a good ball forward now from Flynn, finding Brayford on the overlap on the far side, and sliding in again is John Arnorita to concede the corner, and he kept on sliding there, and but for the advertising hoardings, he would have been sliding all the way back towards West London.
Well, he's signaling over to the bench here. He looks like he's hurt, and certainly he looks hurt in staying, doesn't he, Stockdale? He did well really to get back in the corner, physio on. I don't know if he's hit the hoarding and cut his leg, but it certainly looks to be a problem with his left leg there.
And Andre Mariner has stopped play here on TalkSport with 7 minutes played. It's the FA Cup with Budweiser, and for your chance to play at Wembley, sign up for the Budweiser Open Trials now at budweiser.co.uk. It's never too late. Terms and conditions apply. Search the hashtag #ToTheDream. And Fulham at the moment are down to 10 men here, and John Arnorita looks to be in some trouble. In normal circumstances, he would have stayed on the pitch. The corner, driven in towards the near post, headed away by Kasami, lobbed back towards goal by Doyle. Controlled down this near side by Murphy, but the flag's up for offside, and Fulham have the free kick.
We have to make the most of these free kicks and corners, and certainly that was one that was put into the danger area. He came for it, Stockdale, and his decision-making isn't the best at times, Nigel. Senderos was under that, he didn't have to come, he did come, and although it was cleared, he was out of position if it had come back in.
8 minutes played at Bramall Lane on TalkSport. The FA Cup 4th round. Sheffield United 0, Fulham 0, and these sides have met on 4 occasions in the FA Cup in the past, and Sheffield United have won on every single occasion, including a semi-final way back in 1936. Stockdale now clears downfield up towards the halfway line for Fulham. Maguire does well to rise above the Colombian Rodallega, and now it's Brayford on the far side, tries to play the ball infield towards Flynn, and it's cut out, and it will be a throw-in to the Blades. Quickly up towards Chris Porter, who is very much the stand-in centre forward these days, following the arrival of Billy Painter, but this, an opportunity for him to shine, and Flynn has won a throw-in for Sheffield United in front of the John Street stand on the far side. It's taken quickly into the feet of Porter, but it doesn't stick, and Fulham should be able to clear, but they ought to make a hash of it until the ball bobbles away and just stops dead by the corner flag on the far side, and Fulham have a throw-in.
The problem with this pitch, we've seen a few minutes now, is that it's not consistent all over, Nigel. Sometimes the ball bounces, sometimes it just goes like dead on a pudding. So it's very difficult to read what's going to happen with the ball, and that could be it could be a little disconcerting for the players.
There is going to be an early change for Fulham. Here is Graham Courtney.
Yeah, there is John Arnorita. He just seemed to slide along the surface, and then his studs just seemed to dig in, and he's obviously just jarred something. Anyway, he has gone off, and Freddy Plumain has come on. So it's a number 3 off John Arnorita, number 34 on Freddy Plumain.
And the 18-year-old Frenchman, signed from Lens. And he made his debut in the last round away to Norwich in the original tie which Fulham drew before winning the replay by 3 goals to 0. 9.5 minutes played here at Bramall Lane on TalkSport. Goalless so far, coming up at 3:30, the second half of our FA Cup doubleheader, live from Stamford Bridge. Chelsea against Stoke with Ian Danter and Ray Parlour. And at the moment, Sheffield United and Nigel Clough will be happy with the start their side of.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. They're a very positive start by them. They've kept Fulham pinned back for the majority of the opening their stages. And they've been forced into a change, as we just heard from Graham there. Dufford's gone into left back, Clement has gone on to the left wing. And again, it's not ideal for Fulham. He's somebody that's capable of playing there. Certainly Damien Duff, but he is somebody that I think you can get at. He'll be happy on the ball, but one-on-one he's going to be asked a few questions.
The rain may be easing off here to be nearly torrential as Fulham play it forward on the far side there left, and Duff has to come back and defend and find Hughes. And here is Karagounis, who is the ideal man to have in a so-called weakened team, the Greek international, vastly experienced. He has rather dropped deeper now, maybe to help Fulham sort themselves out following the injury to Risa. And he plays a long diagonal ball towards this near side, looking for Castley, and it's headed away by Murphy, and it will be a throw-in to Fulham, taken quickly. And here is Kasami, aiming for Roddy Lager, and a boot just put in by Connor Cody, and it's back towards the goalkeeper, George Long.
One of the problems for Sheffield United is as bright a start as it's been, they still haven't really made Stockdale make a save, and that's what they've got to find a way to turn round, to change. They've got to really keep the crowd on side. They need to make Stockdale make 1 or 2 saves, and that has 2 effects. It lifts the crowd and also rattles Fulham that little bit more.
Nearly 12 minutes played here on TalkSport, goalless at Bramall Lane. If you've just joined us, this game only given the go-ahead an hour before kick-off by the referee Andre Mariner after 3 pitch inspections, and the rain is still very heavy as Chris Porter tries to slither down the line near side in the muddiest part of the pitch, and he gives the ball away. Karagounis now, that's a fine ball forward, it's controlled by Tankovic, a right-footed shot from him, the right sort of idea in these conditions, but it skids wide.
Karagounis is at this moment in time the best player on the pitch. He's got composure, he's making time for himself with his first touch, he's playing long and short passes and they're all accurate, and you're right to pick it out. He's the one experienced player they've got in the middle of the park to help some of these youngsters.
And somebody who's won the Coppa Italia with Inter Milan and also the Greek Cup with Panathinaikos. Fulham, of course, have never won the F.A Cup. The closest they came was a 2-0 defeat to West Ham back in 1975. Bobby Moore's last appearance at Wembley. And interestingly, West Ham that day were the last All-English team to win the F.A Cup. Sendros brings it forward now for Fulham. Infield to Karagounis, who was almost playing as an auxiliary central defender at the moment. And now Aaron Hughes, wide to the far side, and Duff, who does have experience of playing as a wing-back previously in his career, so he'll be happy to slot in down the left-hand side with Clement playing just ahead of him. And it's forward now towards the halfway line. And the free kick has been conceded by Flynn, and it will be Karagounis to take it. David, the Fulham player, who goes down. And now Passley. And Sendros wide towards the far side. Fulham, of course, just a point and a place above the relegation zone in the Premier League, but a cup run could at least give them some sort of momentum and a few results to get their league form going, as Rodallega does well to ride the challenge of Doyle. It's quickly wide to this near side, and Kasami, who cuts in field from the right-hand side for Fulham, flipped into the area. Rodallega's onside, and David was also in there, but 3 Sheffield United players swooped on him in unison, and it's Maguire who hooks it away on the far side.
But he got ball, Maguire. It's a lovely little dig ball, wasn't it? Into the chest of Rodallega. It just couldn't come down for him quick enough. He's nearly going to get the shot where Maguire intervened and cleared up for them.
Throw it to Fulham on the far side. And the mango-coloured ball is tossed in by Duff, who now gets it back from Tankovic, and that was a useful ball into the penalty area, cut out by Brayford at the near post. And here is Porter again, who is having to do much of his work, the centre forward at the moment, in wide areas inside his own half, and this time he wins a throw-in for Sheffield United. We played 14 and a half minutes on TalkSport, the first half of our FA Cup fourth round doubleheader today. Chelsea against Stoke to come with the Bridge at 3:30. But first of all, it's the side in the relegation zone in League One against the team hovering above the relegation zone in the Premier League. A long ball played forward by Neil Collins, looking for Porter for Sheffield United, headed away well though by Hughes, and Senderos can clear the ball away again. And Fulham are gradually taking a grip on the game.
Yeah, the possession now is fairly composed, and they're starting to dominate, control the game, especially with Karagounis on the ball. You know, he's a very intelligent player. You know, he never looks worried, does he? But they have to find a way to get the ball up to Porter and get Baxter in closer connection with him. At the moment, he's been isolated, Porter.
Tankovic, wide to this near side again, and one of the other teenagers, Pasley. Here is Tankovic again. This is good football from Fulham. Wide towards this near side again, and Plumane, and now Kasami in towards Tankovic, weaved his way into the area, and Plumane is flagged offside on this near side, the Fulham right, and from their point of view, that's a shame, because that was excellent football.
Well, it was poor play from Plumane. He's looking right along the line, and he just lost concentration. If he just comes back on half a yard, he can take that out of his feet and have a shot at goal. So it was poor play in terms of intelligence from him. But they are starting now to control the game, and there's a bit more freedom. They're getting into these areas now. Roddy Yeager's seen a lot more of the ball. And you look at some of the players like Tankovic, certainly Brunning, when they've got the ball, they look like they've got a little bit of pace, a little bit of technique, and they certainly look the better side by far.
Senderos down this near side, tries to clear downfield. It's deflected by Porter and then looped into the penalty area by his head, but Baxter wasn't able to arrive quick enough, and it's into the arms of Stockdale again. You're a student of League One, Alvin, of course, watching your lad play for MK Dons. How surprised are you that Sheffield United are where they are?
I am very surprised. I expect them to be up there, especially with the investments and the tradition, the support they've got here. I expect them to certainly be out in front. Certainly you would have thought that, with Wolves, the two major favourites within the league, so it has been a surprise. It's amazing when you have a bad start, football, the pressure's on, and you lose confidence, the crowd get onto you, sometimes it can go bad to worse.
Porter down this near side, plays it back towards Murphy, down the Sheffield United left. He's a tricky customer, trying to twist and turn beyond Senderos, and Kasami sticks with him, then the ball just sticks in the mud down this near side. Kasami slips, Murphy tries to win it back, Kasami almost sits on the ball, and it's cleared away by Plumane up towards the halfway line. And Fulham then rather got lucky, but Kasami would say, his position.
Well, that bottom left-hand corner that you were commentating on there is the worst corner of the pitch, as you can see. The ball doesn't move, but once it gets stuck under your feet, you want to clear it out of the danger zone if you're a Fulham player. You just can't get any purchase on the ball. And it got stuck there, and it looked like it was going to be a problem for Fulham. They got away with it in the end.
Nigel Clough stands downstairs, arms folded. Took this job in October, a few weeks after being sacked by Derby County. Of course, David Weir was the manager here at Bramall Lane at the start of the season, won his opening game against Notts County, then failed to win any of the next 12. His arrival here coincided with the sale of a 50% stake in the club to a Saudi prince, Abdullah bin Mossad, who was promised a good deal of capital to get this club back to the Premier League. Well, they have spent some money on the likes of Jose Baxter, but their main priority at the moment is staying in League One this season. Here is Kasami down this near side, and we have a great panoramic view here at Bramall Lane from our position high at the back of the main stand on the television gantries. Kasami brings it forward again now, plays a 1-2 with Tankovic. There was one wall past there waiting for Plumane, but the ball never found him. Brayford cuts it out, and now can break clear for Sheffield United. Infield it goes towards Connor Cody, the youngster on loan from Liverpool. Intelligent ball from Baxter, right to this near side in Hill, and here it's Murphy again, and Hill continues to chug forward into the muddy area on the overlap. So it's infield to Baxter, who plays the right sort of ball down the channel for Porter, but he stayed where he was.
To be fair, it is a decent ball, but Porter hasn't got the pace to get onto that. Porter's a big centre forward. He wants it to get it wide. He wants it to whip it in, and he can have a challenge for it. So Baxter should know that. He's been playing with it for a while now. He ain't got that pace.
Here is Murphy with a low ball into the area, judged well on the half volley by Senderos to clear, and now Rodallega does well to get there ahead of Collins, and then goes down and slides on his backside for about 6 yards there due to the momentum of Collins' challenge. No free kick given though, and it's back with Harry Maguire, one of a number of youngsters in the Sheffield United team. And they were beaten by a couple of goals scored by Ravel Morrison when they lost the Youth Cup final to Manchester United a couple of years ago. And due to the previous financial problems here, most of them were chucked into the team, and some of them have swum rather than sink, as a high ball is played forward now for Sheffield United, looking for Murphy, cut out well though by the head of Pasley. Now Tankovic, twisting and turning for Fulham, only 18, but he looks a decent player as well.
Yeah, technically, you know, you can see that they've settled into the game. Their attitude's been good. They are starting to control the game now, and at 0-0, it's still anyone's game. But I think where Sheffield United are a little bit in between their stalls is that they don't know how far to push. You know, they know if they concede the first goal, the initiative will certainly be handed to Fulham. So they don't want to take unnecessary risks.
Kasami flips a high ball into the penalty area, and Maguire does well to rise and head the ball away, and then Cody is fouled by Clement, and it will be a free kick for Sheffield United.
I was saying totally as well, Nigel. You know, Miller's is down there, knowing that his team's playing exceptionally well at the moment. They're controlling the game. They've had lots of ball in the final third, but they still haven't made the most of it. You know, we haven't seen Long make a save. I think there's been one instant where he's come out and narrowed an angle and it went for a corner. Apart from that, they haven't really made this keeper work. And there was one moment, Kasami had the ball on the edge of the box in the year. He had a ball that he could have played through, but Clement, he didn't get it right. They have to get the first goal, and the first goal is going to be important. Look at control in the game and staying 0-0 with about 10 minutes to go, and then you can see
Porter heads the ball in field, and then it's 1-1 again by Porter following an aerial challenge with Karagounis, and he is fouled right on the edge of the penalty area by Aaron Hughes. It looked like a coming together of two big men there, but Andre Mariner has seen it in favour of the Blades.
and all that is pure desire from Porter. He won't give up, he chases, he gets a block, and all of a sudden now they've got a very favourable position to be able to deliver from. Baxter standing over this, it's a left or a right footer, just off centre, about 5 yards outside the edge of the box. It's exactly where you'd want to place it as a free kick taker.
Baxter does have real quality with that right boot, and he is the only candidate to take it here for Sheffield United. And there is a very long, very tall Fulham wall stood in front of him. And on a day like today, set pieces could be very, very important. Every single Fulham player is back defending. It's Jose Baxter, right-footed, and he got the curl, but not enough, it's just wide.
Yeah, I think he looked at it all the way, Stockdale. Never really worried about that. He had the power and the whip on it, but as you said, it was half a yard wide of that right-hand post.
The rain's getting harder.
It is now. It's certainly coming down heavy. It was drizzle at the start, and now that is proper rain.
It is absolutely sheeting down here. And this ground has got all the corners covered, so any wind that gets in is swirling around, and it's swirling into the faces of both sets of players at the moment. You'd love this, wouldn't you?
No, I didn't. I was a footballer. I was a football player.
I tell you what, though,
Nigel, you know, this is only going to help, I think, for Sheffield United. What we're going to see is more and more mistakes start to creep in, and it's coming in down at a time where Fulham are getting into a groove, start to control the game, and this isn't going to help that.
23 minutes played on Talk Sport. The FA Cup fourth round. Sheffield United 0, Fulham 0. And really, the game is being dominated by the conditions here, but both teams are trying to play football. Nigel Clough has always been a manager who tries to get his players to get it down. For so many years here at Sheffield United, they had Neil Warnock and Kevin Blackwell, and they were launching it towards the corner flags and trying to get the position of maximum opportunity. But now, there is a bit of a sea change, isn't there?
Yeah, I played there for, I think it was 2 months with Nigel when he was at Derby, and he was glowing in terms of, you know, his man management, the way he wanted to play, and giving the players that freedom to play as well. So, you know, that's inside the dressing room. I always ask them whenever they go anywhere what the manager's like, what they've been saying. Like I say, he was very positive about Nigel's managership.
Good crowd inside Bramall Lane again today, considering the conditions and Sheffield United's position in League One. As Murphy brings it forward down this near side. Back it goes towards Hill, swept into the penalty area. Porter tries to glance the ball on at the near post, and Stockdale has to slide in. That's a corner, because he was challenged by Murphy. Stockdale there, following the challenge, slipped behind the bar. byline, and he was desperately trying to slither back onto the pitch. He couldn't do so, and Sheffield United had the corner with 25 minutes played.
They need to do more of that. You know, Murphy's done well on this left-hand side, but he hasn't taken the opportunity to put the ball in the box. Hill did there. The left-back got into an advanced area. He put it in. It wasn't a great ball, but Porter made something of it. His head wasn't on target, but all of a sudden Stockdale's stamping it over there, sliding and slipping away, and now they've got a corner out of it.
Baxter will take the corner on the far side, the right, drifted into the penalty area. Collins is right, and so too is Maguire. Hacked away up in the air at the far post by Duff. Cody will try and win the ball back, and he does well to get across the challenge from David, but he can't find Baxter, and it's a throw in to Fulham on the far side, their right, and Damien Duff is going to take it. And just going back to Bramall Lane, it's one of the few venues in English sport to have hosted England internationals, an FA Cup final, and also Test cricket. This was a venue Yorkshire used as one of their outgrounds for many years. And if you missed the result of England's final one-day international in Australia this morning, don't bother looking. They lost another game. Defeat snatched from the jaws of victory, and Australia take the one-day series 4-1. Sundar Osir plays it back in field towards Karagounis. 19 minutes to play in the first half on TalkSport. In the rain at Bramall Lane. And it's been an interesting game so far. Rather than being exciting, I think we'd like a bit more goal-mouth incidents in both areas.
Yeah, and I think, you know, they made a good job of it, Sheffield United, but then now we've got into a period of the game where they're starting to control it now, and there doesn't look to be that much activity in the area.
Rodallega tries to rise above Maguire and flick the ball off, but the youngster does well to clear, helped out by Hill, but his clearance only deflects into the path of David. Rodallega, though, gives the ball away, and now Porter plays it wide to the far side, controlled neatly by Ryan Flynn, one of two Scottish wingers being used here at Sheffield United, but he runs into trouble, and it's played back by Hughes towards Stockdale, who this time is able to clear downfield. Kasami does well to rise and knock the ball in field. Rodallega is beaten to it though by Collins. Here is Kasami again, tries a Croy turn in thick mud, and he does well to ride the challenge of Hill and play it back towards Aaron Hughes.
You can see Sheffield United, man for man, they're giving 110%, Nigel, and they're having to really to keep this at 0-0.
Lemaine brings it forward now on the far side, the left for Fulham. Back towards Damien Duff. Tankovic comes short on the left corner of the Sheffield United penalty area. Right towards Lemaine again as the rain begins to ease off at Bramall Lane. And that's a fine run into the penalty area, but the cross was way overhit, but it will be picked up again by Pasley on this near side, the right. And now Kasami maybe thought about the shot. It's a deep ball into the penalty area, and the flag's up for offside. Not for the first time against Angafredi Lemaine.
But again, they've played some very, very good stuff up to the edge of the box, Fulham, but around the edge of the box, that quality's not there. Commentary, you just mentioned it. Lemaine does really well to get to the byline, and the ball is overhit. He did have a target in there. Rodallega was there. He made an angle. All he had to do was dink it up on the penalty spot, and he would have had a go at Rodallega. But overhit from Lemaine, and they need to make more of these chances. This domination. The longer it stays, how many games have we seen throughout the history of the FA Cup where a team has come, performed really well, looked in control of the game, like Fulham are here, and then all of a sudden have gone out. You know, and they need to kill the game off and get the chances when they come along in the back of the net.
There are patches of blue sky over the Jessica Ennis stand away to our left-hand side, which is a good sign. It's still raining, but it's only very light drizzle at the moment as Tankovic controls the ball superbly for Fulham, almost threads it through towards Rodallega, but here is Kasami, wide to the far side for Lemaine. Will the ball hold up in the water? It does, and he manages to keep the ball in play at the top end. Here is Duff. Back towards Kasami again, as also being an increasing influence in the game. Kasami plays the 1-2 at Tankovic, right across the face of goal, and the ball stops dead inside the 6-yard area, 4 yards out, and Collins had to recover and boot that ball away. How often do you see that happening, apart from Sunday League?
That's the first time we've seen it. It's certainly a dangerous area. The ball was whipped across, and it would look like he was going to carry on out of the danger, out of harm's way from Sheffield United's point of view. It didn't. It stuck in the 6-yard box. Unfortunately for Sheffield United, Collins was there. He had to drag it out of his feet, didn't he, and clear it.
He did well, Collins, because had he anticipated the ball going away to this near side, a Fulham player may have got there first and have the open goal, but here is Kasami. Fulham at the moment are dominant with 15 minutes to play in the first half on TalkSport, but it's still goalless as the sun tries to come out here at Bramall Lane. We've had all weathers here today, the floodlights are on, but now we have weak, watery sunshine. What's this, weather report? Well, it is. Here is Hughes, plays it back towards Senderos again, and now Karagounis on this near side. Take the picture of it, it's one of the regular section. Back towards Karagounis again. And now Senderos and Sheffield United are dropping a bit deeper as we approach half-time. Here is Karagounis, wide towards Kasami. He's got support from Pasley, and now the ball will come back infield towards Karagounis again, but Sheffield United clear, and now Sheffield United can break over the halfway line with Baxter. Fine ball wide to this near side to left, and Jamie Murphy. The ball holds up in the water, and it's low ball into the penalty area. As a consequence, it's cleared away by Hughes. But now Brayford on the far side, the right for Sheffield United. Infield to Doyle. Has Hill in support square of him. And all the way back towards Neil Collins, the central defender. Able to bring the ball forward now. And he looked like a central defender bearing down on goal there because he stopped. And you can see the cogs whirring in his brain. But here it's Maguire, the other central defender. Charging forward now. And no ball in! Of course it's scored! And Sheffield United are into the lead! And the League One strugglers are ahead against the Premier League club. And the shot is in the air of Bramall Lane. Sheffield United won, Fulham 0. Brilliant work by Maguire. He drives at the defence. He cuts to his right. He whips the ball hard and low, half cross, half shot. He went with John Porter. An easy finish. And what do we say? If don't take your chances in your Fulham, you pay the price. And you can see that goal and all the action from today's matches wherever you are, because the Sun Plus Goals app now includes highlights from every single FA Cup match. Sun Plus Goals are sponsors of FA Cup goal reports on TalkSport. And I may have been taking a mickey slightly there after Neil Collins, first of all, but both central defenders had such a key role there. But it was very close to Maguire. They've been on the back foot for the last 20 minutes. This time they've had any real possession around the edge of the box, and it was great really. The full centre halves were willing to travel with the ball, and they've got a reward for that. And just listen to the noise all around Bramall Lane. 13 minutes to play in the first half. Sheffield United won, Fulham 0, and just when it seemed that Fulham were about to take a grip on this game, as the sun comes out, the ball's given away by Porter, and now a great chance for Rodallega around the goalkeeper. He goes now. Is the penalty given? No. And it's cleared away down the near side by Doyle, who made the initial error. And why wasn't that a penalty? I think it's a penalty. I haven't seen a replay, but I think that's a pen. Terrible play by Doyle. Back pass, he's through, and he comes out to knee long. I think he makes contact with Rodallega. He certainly can't stay on his feet, Rodallega. And if he does stay on his feet, it's a tap-in for him. I think he's got that wrong man now. David, forward now towards Kasami for Fulham, who are looking for the instant response here. 12 and a half minutes to play in the first half. The Premier League side are in peril here in the FA Cup on TalkSport. Sheffield United 1, Fulham 0. Karagounis with a long diagonal ball, wide to this near side. Plumet slides in, and for the third time today, a Fulham player clatters into the advertising hoardings, and he's left a massive hole in somebody's advert there down this near side, and it's a goal kick. Ray Wilkins and Benny Coolidge being down below us, directly below us, asking questions of the fourth official. I think they're entitled to ask questions. We haven't seen a replay of it, but my instinct tells me they've got a great case for a penalty there. And if you're Nigel Clough, and if you're a Sheffield United supporter, is there a sense of frustration as well that you've beaten Villa, you're leading Fulham, and you've been rubbish in League One this season? Yeah, well, it just shows you, doesn't it, when you motivate and players believe in themselves. I don't know, sometimes I can't figure it out. It's maybe a free game, they're playing with a lot more freedom, they've got nothing to lose today, and I think if you put footballers in that situation where the pressure's not on them to that degree, it relaxes them and they can play their better football. But the secret is, Nigel, obviously, being able to do it every week, isn't it? You're listening to the FA Cup on TalkSport with Budweiser. For your chance to play at Wembley, sign up for the Budweiser Open Trials now at budweiser.co.uk. It's never too late Terms and conditions apply. Search for hashtag to the dream. Cleared long downfield by George Long. Bright sunshine now illuminating the George Street stand on the far side. Baxter now fires at the shot from the edge of the penalty area, but it's skidded through the mud into the arms of Stockdale.
Well, every time it goes up to Porter, he's making a real nuisance of himself with Senderos, and there's no mistake.
Hill makes the mistake inside the area. Tankovic was almost in, but Neil Collins helps him out. Sheffield United clear.
Hill, the left back, is pushing the ball back. He's put it into the path of Roddy Egg, and Collins did help him out. It's a good job he was there, because he'd have been through again on the ball. He must be having kicks.
And then Nigel Clough
Just going ahead, they've gifted nearly two really good chances to Fulham.
Kasami back towards Senderos. A story brewing here in South Yorkshire. 9 minutes to play in the first half. Sheffield United lead Fulham by a goal to nil. A Fulham side with 11 changes, and yet again a Premier League team dicing with Premier League and FA Cup traditions are trailing in the FA Cup as a high ball is played forward again, nodded on by Kasami, and it's an easy one for George Long to pick up.
I think moment creeps into your head. Is it going to be one of them days from Fulham's point of view? The players out there, they've dominated the majority of this first half. 9 minutes ago, they're 1-0 down though. Haven't taken their chances.
And now Hughes has to very awkwardly hack the ball away on the far side under pressure from Porter, who is not the first choice here. He was signed by Nigel Clough at Derby County once for £400,000 when he was creating quite a stir playing for Motherwell in the SPL, but he's been since loaned out to Chesterfield while at Bramwell Lane, but he's back in the side today because Billy Painter is cup tied, and he is the man who has scored the goal for Sheffield United. As again, Fulham clear on the far side, and the ball just stops dead, absolutely dead, half a yard off the pitch.
Well, took his finish well. It was great play by Maguire, and it wasn't the most difficult, but he stuck it away, and he was professional the way he did it. But he's just tried, hasn't he? He's got real desire. Hasn't been any real quality to what he's done, but he's made a real nuisance of himself.
Here is Baxter on the edge of the penalty area, finds Porter, back towards Baxter with the right foot shot, blocked on the edge of the area by Hughes, and Sheffield United almost pries Fulham open again there. Pashley back again towards Senderos. And you look to the Fulham bench already, they do have the likes of Kakaneklic, Tarapt and Bent to bring on, but since the goal, there has been very little creativity from Fulham going forward, apart from the penalty chance and the penalty shout when Rodallega was tumbled, it seemed, by George Long inside the area. Here is Kasami now, driving forward for Fulham again, tries to play it down the centre for Tankovic, and they're trying to thread the eye of the needle all the time, Fulham, but it's not the day for that sort of play.
No, it isn't. That ball's going to be extremely difficult. The one that you actually pace in behind the last defender, because you can't really read, the speed of the ground. It can get stuck, or it can go all the way through to the keeper, so it's not really a ball you quite ideally play today.
Sheffield United heading for their second successive Premier League scalp in the FA Cup this season. They've had 3 victories all away from home so far, including Colchester and Cambridge United in the early rounds. And since Nigel Clough arrived here, he had steadied the ship after such a dreadful start to the season. They've had 4 league wins and 3 in the FA Cup. As a high ball from Duff into the penalty area, deflects into the path of David. Rayford challenges here when the ball spins away towards Cody, the defensive midfielder, who's done a very effective job so far. And his ball down the line spins in the mud and stays in play. And Porter had half a chance of winning that before Aaron Hughes got there first. Now Karagounis with the ball over the top. Rodallega inside the penalty area. On the left side for Fulham. Has Tankovic in support. Further back towards Duff. And infield towards Plemaine now. A mazy dribble from him. And does he win the corner? No, he doesn't. It goes behind. It's a goal kick.
Well, he certainly can go past people, Plemaine, but whether or not he can find a finish or a quality delivery to supply a goal for one of his teammates, I'm not sure. Tell you what, Nigel, I'd love to see a replay. We're up in the stand here. There's no screens. I'd love to see a replay of that penalty instance. Rodallega, for me, gets the ball, Long comes out, and I think there's contact by the keeper, but we can't be absolutely confident until we see a replay.
Now, It is very bright and breezy here at Bramall Lane. It's cleared downfield by Long. 6 minutes to play in the first half on TalkSport. Sheffield United lead Fulham by that Chris Porter goal to nil. Headed away by Pasley. It's given away by Fulham. Here is Cody finding Flynn, almost finding Porter. He does find Porter on the edge of the area, but his first touch under pressure was a bit heavy, and Duff manages to play it back towards Stockdale, and Fulham can clear downfield again. But I don't know whether the conditions have levelled things out, or Sheffield United's confidence, or the pitch, but Fulham don't look like a Premier League side here, do they? They've given the ball away again. Cut out by Hill. Here is Baxter now. Wide to the far side, and Flynn. Baxter wants to return ball, but it's a telegraph one straight to Karagounis, but a dreadful ball forward from him. Dave Lemay, no chance whatsoever, and Maguire, intelligently in these conditions, just gets the ball in behind the defenders quickly, but he can't find Porter, and Fulham can bring the ball away.
He's working really hard, Porter. You know, it's a difficult role to play. He's up on front on his own. He's having to battle for real fight balls the majority of the game, and he's working tremendously hard to close people down as well. And I wonder, he hasn't played a lot of football. I wonder how long he can keep that up. I wouldn't be surprised to see him do maybe an hour, 70 minutes, and then conk out.
Right to the far side, and Brayford again for Sheffield United. Porter was the general target of that ball, but this time it was way overhit, and centre forward playing on his own doesn't appreciate that sort of service. And with 4 minutes to play in the first half, Fulham trailing by a goal to nil here. Bring it forward with Kasami. And again, Fulham's passing is dreadful. The radar has been completely switched off here. He only finds Flynn, and it's quickly on to Porter, who's looking to be a bit leggy and a bit laboured already, but he invites the challenge from Kasami, and that's going to be a throw into Sheffield United on the far side.
Well, I think they were playing some really fluent football, Fulham, before they conceded the goal. It's 1-0 to Sheffield United, and since then, they've lost their way. Although they've had decent possession, they've got really sloppy with their passing, and it looks like it's really rattling, that goal.
Just under 4 minutes to play in the first half. Sheffield United, I think, will be happy for half-time here, leading by a goal to nil. Don't forget, on Tuesday night, we're back in the Premier League, around the grounds, live from Old Trafford. Mark Saggers will be there for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's return as Cardiff City manager against Manchester United. Possibly a debut for Juan Mata as well. And Quinny will be at Anfield, watching the Merseyside derby underneath the red blanket, I'm sure. As it's played wide to the far side, and Duff again. Back in field towards David, and now Karagounis, and our live and exclusive national radio commentary on Wednesday evening. It's from the White Hart Lane, and it's Tottenham against Manchester City. Sheffield United have dropped very, very deep again as Duff brings it forward, wide towards Clemaine, wide on the far side, the Fulham left. And here is Duff again, only Rodelega waiting inside the penalty area. Now Tankovic, back to Karagounis, midway inside the Sheffield United half. And Karagounis does well to carry the ball in such heavy conditions, finding Kasami. And now David again, or towards Clemaine. He was a bit lightweight there, challenged by Maguire, and Sheffield United smashed the ball away, but there was nobody in a red and white shirt anywhere near the Fulham half.
I think they've decided they just want to get to half-time, 1-0, don't they? It's going to be back to the wall, sitting on the edge of the box, probably 15 yards outside the edge of the penalty area. That's where the defensive line is. So they're just settling for hopefully going in from their point of view, 1-0 up.
Aaron Hughes on the far side comes in field and lofts the ball from left to right, looking for Pasley, and it's miscontrolled by Murphy. And the youngster here could be in for Fulham down the right-hand side. Tries to dink the ball in, appeals for handballs and strikes Hill, and all he wins at the end is a throw for Sheffield United, for Fulham rather, by the corner flag on this near side, the Fulham right, and Josh Pasley will take it. Short towards David. And now the other teenager, Tankovic, on the edge of the penalty area. And now Karagounis, 35 yards from goal in a central area. A high ball lofted over the top, looking for Kasami. It's headed away by Hill, and it will be another Fulham throw-in on the far side, this time the left. And Damien Duff will take it with 90 seconds to play in the first half on TalkSport. Fulham trail here by a goal to nil, scored by Chris Porter. And here is Rodelega finding Clemaine, and Clemaine now with his back to goal finds Duff on the far side, the left. A low ball into the area, but again, Fulham's quality has not been good enough in the final third, and Sheffield United clear, but the ball will come straight back here from Senderos, who brings it into the Sheffield United half unpressurised.
Now Karagounis, and Dasami was caught there late by Cody, and it will be a free kick to Fulham midway inside the Sheffield United half, and we've under a minute to play in the first half.
Well, one thing is for sure, Nigel Clough cannot ask for any more. You know, his players have worked tremendously hard. They've got their noses in front. They've frustrated Fulham, and they put the bodies on the line.
Karagounis will take the free kick now for Fulham. Just delaying slightly, now right-footed, lofted high into the area. That's very, very average delivery to high for a goal kick.
I think Fulham there technically will have an advantage this afternoon, but you know, size-wise, they've got a few big lads in there, so from free kicks and corners, set pieces, you know, Sheffield United might have an edge in there. Certainly the two centre-halves are big lads that attack the ball. We've seen Porter up front as a centre-forward has caused problems for Hughes and Senderos in the air. And you never know. Second half, if they can keep it at 1-0, they might nick another one from a set piece.
James Adcock, the fourth official, tells us there will be one added minute at the end of the first half. And Sheffield United here looking for one final attack. Lofted forward by Murphy. Porter will chase. The back pass from Hughes is cleared away by Stockdale. High up towards the halfway line. Maguire, who's had a fine first half for Sheffield United, clears the ball away. So the ball's knocked back over the top by Fulham. There's a coming together between Rodallega and Maguire may have come away with an injury here. He's clutching his left knee, and that is something Sheffield United will not want to see for the rest of today. And league games coming up, at home to Peterborough here in midweek, and then away to Crewe, a real 6 pointer next weekend.
What he did, he tried to block the run at Rodallega. He was worried about his pace, and Rodallega looked like he might have been able to get in there, and he blocked him off, and I think he's hurt himself doing that.
He's still limping around Maguire.
Should go down.
Can't move. We're so close to half-time. Maguire, I think, is trying to play out time here, but Fulham bring it forward. Tankovic with a high ball into the area, and Brayford at the far post has to guide the ball behind for a corner under pressure from Rodallega.
That's a wonderful ball by Tankovic. Right-hand side, he's whipped it, put it right on the money. And Rodallega's there. He's lurking. He looks like any touch is going to get on it, but it was great defended by Brayford. He had to be very careful to direct that left at the target because it could have been an own goal. But it's the first real sign of quality in the final third that we've seen from Fulham.
And now Maguire has gone down in the heart of the penalty area, and he'll receive some treatment. And we've gone beyond the minute of added time at the end of what has been a typical F.A Cup 45 minutes with a lower team involved. They don't have the quality, but they do have the desire, and at the moment that's taking them over the line.
Look, as a neutral, Nigel, this is what we're here for, isn't it? You know, Fulham, Premier League side, coming to a League One side, you want to see the League One side get the first goal, and then, you know, pose a few problems for the Premier League side, and that's exactly the way it's gone. But tell you what, he's down at the moment, Maguire, they won't want to lose him. He and Collins have been brilliant at the back for Sheffield United.
I think the Fulham players here are suggesting that Maguire makes his way behind the goal to continue his treatment, but he looks to be in some trouble here. And he went down clutching his left knee straight away, and he doesn't look like the sort of lad who will exaggerate an injury.
He couldn't move. You know, he literally was standing just outside the edge of the box, and he was grabbing all the people trying to hold on to him because he couldn't move, and he's certainly not going to be able to defend this corner, that is for sure, and they're going to miss his height from this delivery.
Well, he is limping behind the goal towards the top end, away to our right-hand side. And they may try and give him 15 minutes to patch up Harry Maguire, as Fulham have a corner here. And their supporters sense this could be an opportunity against 10 men to get back in the game. And Andre Mariner is wandering across to just check the ball is in the quadrant there. Finally, Fulham will be able to take this corner. Lots of pulling going on inside the penalty area. It's flicked on at the near post and it goes behind for a goal kick, and that should be that for the first half. It is. Andre Mariner blows the whistle, and the Sheffield United fans raise to acclaim their team here. They may be in the relegation zone at the bottom of League One, but so far, Albert Martin, they deserve to be ahead. As Sheffield United start the second half on the attack, a low ball into the penalty area from Flynn is closed down, and it bobbles behind for a goal kick eventually. So the two teams for you again. Sheffield United, long in goal, Brayford, Maguire, Collins and Hill. Maguire has come out for the second half following his injury. Flynn, Cody, Doyle and Murphy. And now Baxter and Skugel, the Fulham side. Stockdale in goal. Pasley, Hughes, Senderos and Risa. Dasami, David,
Karagounis and Duff, Tankovic and Rodelagan. It's Karagounis brings the ball forward now for Fulham, wearing all blue, playing from right to left in the second half towards their supporters in the lower tier of the Jessica Ennis stand here at Bramall Lane. Sheffield United in their red and white stripes, black shorts and white socks. Kasami fires in the low shot for Fulham, and for the first time today George Gordon really has to stretch and watch the ball go inches wide.
Well, he stood up in there. You don't do that. You can strike a ball, as we've seen. Sami hits it with his left foot. He tries to get it swerving from right to left, and he did. And it just missed the target, and then Maguire's done. Yeah, I watched him. He came out and he wasn't right. He was skipping around. He couldn't get tight, and he was obviously struggling, desperate to stay on the pitch. But it looks like he's going to have to accept defeat.
And this will mean another change for Sheffield United. Here's Graham again.
Yeah, and it's one of those where you just felt as though he's come out and he's probably been asked at half time, are you going to be okay, are you going to be able to make it? And he's gone, yeah, I'll give it a shot. Well, he's lasted, 2 minutes. So he's going to be the player that's coming up. That's the second change then made by Nigel Clough. And it's Bob Harris who's going to be the player that is coming off. So second change, then Maguire off, and Bob Harris, whispering, coming on.
I really date you, that, Graham.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Somebody explain that to all the way. Somebody explain it to our younger listeners. Whispering Bob Harris.
There was a great program on the Earl Grey whistle test, wasn't there? Yeah, great program.
I can't remember it.
Too young to get out of it.
Anyway, Bob Harris, who arrived on loan from Blackpool on Friday. He is a fullback, so Matt Hill will move into the centre now alongside Collins, and that could be a very important change for both teams because Maguire and Collins dealt with virtually everything Fulham could throw them in the first half.
It's a major blow, because that was a big part of their team. They held solid and firm, both leaders in their own right. And now Hill, as you said, has come in as a left back, and it's certainly going to be an adjustment that they wouldn't have wanted to have to make.
Senderos plays it forward now, high into the penalty area. And Philip Senderos, one of the few players on the pitch with real FA Cup success. He was a winner with Arsenal when they picked up their last trophy against Manchester United back in 2005. Now Baxter does well to ride a challenge to find Skugel, and it's quickly brought forward by Cody. Baxter on the edge of the area with his back to goal. Twists and shoots for the right-footed shot, that power, and it's saved by Stocker.
But he did exceptionally well. He has back to Senderos. He's twisted his turn. He's made himself half a yard, and he's got the shots where it did go through legs. He needed to find the corner, but it went straight into the arms of Stockdale.
Karagounis wide to this near side and Duff. 4 minutes played in the second half on Talk Sport at Bramall Lane. In the FA Cup fourth round, Sheffield United leading Fulham by 1-0, coming up at 3:30. We full commentary on Chelsea against Stoke with Ian Danter and Ray Parler, with the FA Cup fifth round draw to follow. And the big names are massing in that draw. But as things stand, Fulham will not be in it. Here is Brayford down this near side. Plays the 1-2 with Flynn and tries to carry the ball forward through the heaviest part of the pitch, but it's quickly closed down by Hughes, and it's back with Stockdale again. And Karagounis, who for a time in the first half was head and shoulders above everybody else on the pitch in terms of football, but he quickly faded as Sheffield United scored their goal, and now he runs into trouble and gives the ball away, and Baxter quickly finds Flynn inside the centre circle. There's a man over on the far side, but it may break to Skugel down the centre, but Hughes is there to shepherd it back towards Stockdale.
I can't believe they're not going to need another goal to stay in the tie or to go through Sheffield United. They've got a makeshift back line now. Hill's gone in as a left back alongside Collins. Can't believe they're not going to score a goal for them.
Tankovic now inside the penalty area, fastens onto a long ball. He's driven wide to the right-hand side by his control, and then Harris and Hill double coverage from Sheffield United, and it's Harris who gets the final touch, and he certainly wasn't whispering towards the assistant referee there as he complains about the corner, which is taken quickly, and there was no way that Harris was 10 yards away from the ball there. That's got to be a free kick, surely.
What's he doing? The linesman is right there.
Well, it's not given, it's a throw-in. It's taken quickly to Tankovic, and it's a goal kick. And the assistant referee, Andre Mariner there, got that haplessly wrong.
Well, I think, to be fair to him, Mariner, it's not his decision. It's right in front of the linesman, and his assistant really should help him there. That's a foul.
6 minutes played in the second half at Bramall Lane. Sheffield United in the relegation zone at the bottom of League One are leading Fulham here. And of course there will probably be another 11 changes when Fulham go to Swansea City in the Premier League on Tuesday, but if it stays like this, the result's in the book and it looks bad, irrespective of who's on the...
It damages your club, it damages the image of your club, it damages the morale of your supporters and your players. Defeats do that, especially to lower league opposition, which unfortunately at this moment in time, that's what Sheffield United are.
Fulham have not lost a lower league opposition since a penalty shootout defeat to Bristol Rovers back in 2008. And more embarrassingly perhaps in 2006. They were knocked out at home to Lake Norwich. Karagounis brings it forward now, and David has gone down the Fulham player midway inside the Sheffield United half, and he was caught late there by Doyle, I think, and Andre Mariner is having a long look at this, and it's a red card! And Sheffield United are down to 10 men. Michael Doyle went in very late on David, and Sheffield United's day has just got a lot harder.
Well, I've seen him rolling around on the floor. I don't know if he's made a meal of it. We haven't seen him replay, but I think it might have been something off the ball even here. Nigel, I can't understand why he would get involved in this goal. Zenros plays the ball, it goes to him. There's no one near him, and I just wonder, what's going to happen. It's something off the ball, and the cameras haven't been able to pick it up, I don't think. But obviously, Mariner's had a good view of it. He's deemed it a red card.
Well, the Dutch youngster went down very quickly. And if Michael Doyle did do something off the ball, he's 32, he should really know better. But just when it seemed that Fulham were showing very little at the start of the second half, they've been given a lift by Sheffield United going down to 10 now.
Oh, that's it now. A massive turning point in the game. They've been forced into a change, which is a strategic change. The two centre-halves are pivotal to everything they've been trying to achieve today for Sheffield United. They've lost one of them for Maguire. Now they've lost an enforcer in midfield who worked tremendously hard and is an experienced player. And I really can't see.
Looks like an elbow, looking at the replay possibly. Well, that's the only thing that Andre Mariner could have seen, an elbow on the back of the head.
Well, I don't see him standing up there.
Well, that looks very harsh. Looking at the monitors of our television colleagues next door to us, Chris Davies is coming up towards this near side and he's hobbling as well, but it seemed that Doyle jumped over the top of him and his arm may have been on the top of his head, but it wasn't a downward motion. But here is Karagounis with the free kick, dabbed into the area, headed away at the near post by Baxter. Very different game now. Will that be the turning point? Here is Plumain, a youngster who came on early on for Fulham. He runs into the mud and the ball splashes up and doesn't move. Plumain carries on and Brayford charges forward now for Sheffield United and he finds Murphy, who's managed to isolate Hughes with a burst into the area. It's still Murphy! It's saved by the legs of Stockdale. Murphy again with a high ball into the area over the head of Baxter, and Sheffield United had a great chance there to go 2-0 up. Fulham try and break up the other end with Rodallega coming in field and finding Tankovic 25 yards from goal. Further away to Plumain again. The ball holds up in the pitch. Fulham do not learn and it's hacked away down this near side by Sheffield United.
Oh, what a fabulous chance. What a great break. Brayford plays the ball down the line. It's one more with Hughes. He takes the ball. Lock shot from there. He takes the ball on. The angle's against him. Stockdale with an easy save in the end. But if it had crossed it, if it had squared it, it might have been a better opportunity for Murphy.
Fascinating game now with 10 minutes played in the second half on TalkSport. 10-man Sheffield United lead Fulham by a goal to nil. Duff down the Fulham left, a high diagonal ball into the area, headed away by Hill. He'll be a very important figure for Sheffield United the longer this game goes on. Darren Bent is warming up very vigorously for Fulham. Down below, it's he, the key man for Fulham to get back into this FA Cup tie. Senderos charging forward now into the feet of Rodallega, who backheels it looking for Tankovic, but that sort of frippery is not really suited to the conditions, and the ball breaks away for Sheffield United. Here is Baxter. He's not the sort of player to run with the ball down this near side either, and Fulham win it back. Plumain now taking on Brayford, who's had a good debut. Brayford goes down, that's a free kick.
Well, I've been impressed with striker today to right back. He's tenacious. He's not the prettiest on the ball, but he wants to get forward. He's full of energy. He's got his hands full because, you know, you look at Fulham, who's playing on the left-hand side of Fulham. He's really quick. He's tricky. While I think he lacks one or two decisions in his game, he's a handful, and he's played it really well, Brayton. He's as good a player as he's going to come up against this season. If they go out for that course.
Could be a big change here at Graham Corney.
Yeah, absolutely. It sort of feels as though it was a change that was going to come in any case, because Fulham are going to go for this. Chris Davitt, who was involved in the incident which saw the play being sent up, of course, Michael Doyle seeing straight red. But it is Darren Bent that is coming on, and boos all round really. But Darren Bent on, and the change that is meaning that Chris Davitt is the player that has gone off. That's Fulham's second change.
And 2 changes apiece already in this game. Only 11.5 minutes played in the second half. You're listening to the F.A Cup on TalkSport with Budweiser. For your chance to play at Wembley, sign up for the Budweiser Open Trials now at budweiser.co.uk. It's never too late. Terms and conditions apply. Search #ChoosADream. Fulham charging forward now for Fulham towards the edge of the area, and a right-footed curler goes across the face of goal and wide.
I've got no doubt about it. This lad could play for me. He's really tricky. He's good with the ball. He takes his shot on there. He's got Freddie Jaeger. He's got Bent. You know, they're all shouting at him. Kasami's having a right go at him now. All he had to do was square the ball. And then somebody has a clear shot to goal, Nigel. It's so frustrating when you see a player with all that ability, but not having the intelligence to do the right thing at the right time.
Terrific atmosphere inside Bramall Lane at the moment, as the home crowd really get behind their team. And after all the morning rain and the rain at the start of this game, conditions are now dry overhead. And it's a fascinating last 40 minutes or so, with a long ball played forward by Karagounis. Wide to the far side, looking for Pasley. And Harris manages to shepherd the ball away for a throw-in. But here is Kasami who fires in the shot from the angle. And it loops high off the thigh of Hill into those Fulham fans behind the goal for a corner.
Well, certainly Harris switched off there. You know, he didn't get back in position quick enough in there. Kasami really was in a position, but he threw the ball to him. And he nearly got the ball across into the danger zone. They've got to keep concentration now. Sheffield United is going to be back to the wall for the majority of the remainder of this game.
Karagounis almost loses a boot in the mud on the far side. Whips in the corner. Hill is there at the near post to get there ahead of Kasami. All he does is play it back towards Karagounis. Driven towards Fulham, who challenges. Here is Kasami. Down he goes. No penalty given again.
That's a booking.
Well, that has to be a dive if it wasn't a penalty.
That's a booking. He's dived. Even from here, I'm 50 yards away from it. He's given 5 to Hill. He knows he's dived. And he should have really taken action there. I think the referee is well within his rights to get a card out.
Well, I think Jose Baxter was saying to him, where was the card? A shake of the head by Andre Marino. A long ball played downfield now by Sheffield United, looking for Jamie Murphy. And since the red card, I think they've almost got a 6-3 formation here, and no forward player at all, with Murphy, Baxter and Flynn just trying to play in front of the back four in the defensive midfielders. Cody now has a really important role as well, the defensive midfielder on loan from Liverpool.
Listen to this crowd. That is the F.A Cup. They are alive, aren't they?
Kasami is beaten to him by Skugel, and now Skugel finds Baxter again, and Skugel continues his run forward. There's a very slight player, but he is the main pivot of the Sheffield United attack now, and Duff. Well, that wasn't a free kick conceded by Duff, by Brayford, and Brayford dived, and nothing is given.
Brayford should get a card. How atrocious is the guy? Terrible.
Great challenge to Brill on Rodallega, and now charging forward is Murphy again for Sheffield United. Right the challenge of Karagounis. He's away from the challenge of Pasley. Wide on the left-hand side. Needs some support. Gets it belatedly from Skugel. Murphy drives in the cross, and there's nobody there inside the penalty area anywhere near the ball. And it's controlled by Hughes, and boom, long downfield by Fulham. It will come straight back, flicked on by Harris. Harris again now. It's a good ball to find Murphy. Skugel wants the ball short, but instead he finds Baxter. 25 yards from goal. Baxter thinks about the shot. Right foot shot as well, not too far wide.
No, I'm loving this game. They're 1-0 up, back to the ball. Every now and again they have a breakaway. You'll get somebody like the F.A playing on the left-hand side with 4 or 5 players facing up on him from Fulham's point of view, and he's willing to take them all on. It's brilliant. The crowd are loving it. Rodallega now chasing forward. He is flagged offside. 16 minutes played in the second half. It's been a terrific second half on TalkSport. Sheffield United lead by a goal to nil, but they are down to 10 men, and all the animation is coming from their side of the technical area at the moment. Nigel Clough and his staff trying to reorganise things. Chris Morgan is down there, a Sheffield United central defender for many years, and also a caretaker manager both last season and this. As the high ball is played forward, Hughes will clear the ball away. At what stage did Fulham sacrifice another defender, because they've got 4 players there marking nobody? Challenge comes in on the near side on Flynn by Duff, and it booms into the Sheffield United dugout, and it will be a throw-in. And Brayford, who arguably has been Sheffield United's man of the match so far, takes it. Duff, rather gingerly, just dabs the ball in field, almost gives it away to Baxter. But here is Karagounis charging now for Fulham over the halfway line. He's waving Senderos forward, and the likes of Senderos now need to get forward, because I think you've got to sacrifice him. Yeah. Kasami looks to ride a challenge. This time he stays on his feet, away from Cody, and finding Duff on the near side, the left. Infield towards Kasami again. Drives into the area, but the left-footed shot off balance and way off target. Well, can you remember Long having to make a real save? Because, you know, they've been playing all afternoon. They've had the majority of possession for them. But I can't remember the youngster having to make a really good save. And that is not good enough from Fulham's point of view. The top away to our right-hand side. It's in great voice. It's been such a gloomy time for Sheffield United in the relegation zone at the wrong end of the 3rd tier of English football. But today is a reminder of their days in the Premier League. Of course, they were founder members of the Premier League. They scored the first goal in the Premier League, Brian Deane against Manchester United. They've had a real fall from grace since their last time at the elite level back in 2007. But here, with 10 men, they are performing wonderfully. Murphy just gives the ball away on the far side. Senderos now wide to the far side. And I think Fulham, they've got Darren Bent on the pitch, and he's not touched the ball yet. They've got to play simply, surely. Here is Tankovic now. He's got room to move, but Sheffield United are very happy for Fulham to have the ball inside their own half. A high ball into the penalty area now from Kasami. It's deflected, and on the bounce, it's flashed high in the air towards this near side by Collins. Hughes now finding Karagounis, 35 yards from goal in a central area. Now Darren Bent has it. Wide towards Kasami again, but it's crossed, doesn't find his teammate, but it deflects to Karagounis, twisting away from one challenge and then two, and now he gets the free kick as he goes over the leg of Cody. That might have been a dive as well. I think he's made a meal of it, but I think I can understand why he's given that one. No, he was theatrical, wasn't he, the way he went down, but I think he had beaten the player, and the player made a little bit of contact with him there. This is half decent as well. And at the moment, they're lacking ideas. They're having lots of ball around the edge of the box. They just put it in there, and they're hopeful balls that they're putting into the box. You know, these are Premier League players. They should be getting their head up and picking out somebody in there instead of helping it in there. 25 minutes to play. Sheffield United did recently take the lead against both Notts County and Walsall. They lost both games in League One, and last Saturday they gave away a 2-goal lead to draw here against Bradford City. They'll fancy this, Fulham. They do have 4, and at the moment they're playing a Premier League side, leading by a goal to nil, with only 10 men. And it's right of centre. Karagounis fancies it. Karagounis is taking a fast bowler's runner. Kasami is also over the ball, but it's Karagounis right-footed into the wall, and there are so many Sheffield United players inside the wall, they almost get in each other's way to clear before Harris just booms it away down this near side. Hughes, though, can pick the ball up. We still have 25 minutes to play, but it feels like injury time in the game. Fired in by Karagounis again, and this time it's gathered by George Long above his head, and he pats the ball down, and it flops gently into the mud inside the 6-yard area. Well, they're trying to pass the ball wide, and when they're getting it wide, they're just putting it in the box, and that's not really going to open them up to Sheffield. What they've got to do is actually beat this back line, get round the back of Sheffield United, and then kick a quality ball out on a cutback or far post. And at the moment, they're passing it, and it's predictable from Fulham, and it's easy to deal with.
Chelsea against Stoke coming up. Full commentary with Ian Danter and Ray Parlour at 3:30 at Stamford Bridge. The FA Cup 5th round draw to follow. On Tuesday, we are round the grounds with Mark Saggers live from Old Trafford, Nicky Quinn at Anfield for the Merseyside derby. And our commentary on Wednesday on TalkSport, live and exclusive to national radio, is Tottenham against Manchester City. Kasami now with a burst into the area down the right, but his jab ball in is controlled and cleared by Cody on the near post. And it's away on the far side for a throw into Fulham. And here is a very interesting change made by Rennie Moulenstein and his final card, Graham Courtney.
Yeah, you just get the impression that he's, you're absolutely right. When it comes to the change, I'm surprised by that, because the player that's going to be coming on, is Adel Taarabt. And the player that's coming off, I reckon they've got the numbers wrong there. Which one do you reckon has come off there?
Lemay.
I think so. Yeah, okay, so I can't quite understand. I mean, I thought he's been playing really, really well, so I'm thinking there, have they got the wrong numbers or something? Anyway, for me, the substitute has come off, and Taarabt has gone on.
Well, double brackets there for Freddie Plumain, who replaced John Arnorita very early on in the game. And Adel Taarabt wearing gloves inside the centre circle, demanding the ball from Karagounis. And it's not really Adel Taarabt's sort of occasion, but maybe he'll surprise us. On his first touch is to receive the ball and give the ball away to Matt Hill, who was more determined to win it back. And now Baxter plays it wide to the far side of Murphy. Scooble wants the ball ahead of him on his Sheffield United debut. Harris back towards Murphy again. He'll try to run at Pasley, runs into Karagounis. Now Scoogle can't find Baxter, it's cut out, and here is Taarabt. The early ball forward looking for Bent, and again Matt Hill cuts it out. And I can see the point, I suppose. If they're looking for the quality ball to Darren Bent, Taarabt could provide it.
Well, that's right, he will try it, and he's unpredictable a lot of the time. He will try and actually, the riskier ball, he'll take it on, and he won't have to defend. I think the problem I've got with Taarabt is he's a luxury. At the moment, they've got dominating their possession, they've got a man advantage, so he hasn't got to do any defending. So get him on the ball, and let's see if he can create a bit of magic. He is capable of that, Nigel.
A splash of sunshine across the Cop End away to the right-hand side here at Bramwell Lane. We have 22 minutes to play on TalkSport in the FA Cup 4th round. Sheffield United with 10 men still lead Fulham from the Premier League by a goal to nil. But here is Duff coming forward down the left-hand side, finding Rodallega. And Rodallega tries to play the 1-2 with Tankovic, but Tankovic doesn't provide the reverse ball. It's cut out by Brayford. And now wide on this near side, it's simply clipped forward by Ryan Flynn deep into the Sheffield United half, and the quality for Sheffield United has to be better when they go long now, playing with 10 men. Karagounis now onto the head of Bent, who nods it back in field towards Taarabt, and now Tankovic. Kasami also involved for Fulham, and here is Taarabt, 25 yards from goal. Step over to the ball from him, but he runs into Scoogle, who brings the ball clear. A tug on the back from him from Kasami, but Scoogle made it all the way himself. He takes for one man too many. It's Aaron Hughes who funnels it back towards Stockdale.
The wrong option. He should have gone left to Senderos. Senderos wouldn't have been able to stay with him. Hughes is the quicker player. He should have gone to Senderos. One-on-one he would have beaten him.
Karagounis now finding Darren Bent, miscontrol from him, and it could open the door for Baxter over the halfway line for Sheffield United. Was he fouled by Bent? No, he wasn't, according to Andre Mariner. Nigel Clough is absolutely furious, and Fulham have the ball again. It's Taarabt. He's got support from Kasami wide on the right-hand side. Dreadful ball from Taarabt straight to Scoogle. Now finding Baxter on the halfway line. Scoogle continues his run forward, but here is Flynn now looking to attack from the wide area down the right-hand side. Cuts in field, does have players in support. Now goes on the outside beyond Karagounis. It's still Flynn. It's a wonderful run. He goes down. No penalty again. The challenge has been made inside the area by Hughes, and everybody here at Bramwell Lane of a Sheffield United persuasion is livid.
Where's he going to appeal?
But here is Bent at the other end, finding Taarabt. Low shot from him is blocked by Hill, and it's just hacked away by Baxter. And just listen to the home crowd.
This is unbelievable. It's incredible. incredible game. It's a long time since I've seen a game like that. And that is a penalty. That is a penalty. Flynn has had an incredible run, individual. He gets a couple of ricochets and there's contact, and I believe that's a penalty.
Well, Fulham may say justice is done for the Lega incident in the first half, but two wrongs don't make a right.
There's no way that Sheffield United should be allowed to cross Fulham. The amount of problems they are, they're a man down. They've sent the half the tactical up there. That's a rejig their side, and yet still they're causing Fulham problems.
19 minutes to play. Sheffield United 1, Fulham 0, and if Fulham lose this game, they deserve all the stick they'll get for picking the team they picked.
I've got to give so much respect to Sheffield United. You know, they've been dealt a massive blow, a harsh sending off. I haven't seen the incident. I believe it is the one that I've seen. Very, very. I mean, I'd be very surprised if he sent him off for that. But he has sent him off. The game should have turned, and it has turned. They've dominated possession, but they've just raised it at a level. Sheffield United, incredible effort.
18 minutes to play here on TalkSport. Sheffield United 1, Fulham 0 here, and it is going to be a frenetic finish. Here is Duff with a high ball into the penalty area, hooked up in the air by Skugel, got it down to the far post, Kasami right on the angle right hand side, and the left footed volley is skied high over the top.
First time we've seen any real panic in that defence, and Kasami should be better. It's on his left foot, he's got to let it come down, and one thing he has got to do is keep that ball down, hit the target, and it's a goal. They get level, they probably go on and win the game. Good chance they've gone big.
And still, George Long has not really had to make a difficult save in the game, the Sheffield United goalkeeper.
And to Raptors come on, he's just playing wherever he wants, getting on the ball, he's giving 4 or 5 away. One thing he won't do, Nigel, he won't stop trying to get it, he won't stop trying to play that risky ball. He's got, you know, a real belief in himself. I think he's a luxury, but certainly he's capable of finding just one ball or one finish.
17 minutes to play on TalkSport. Sheffield United 1, Fulham 0, and Fulham have got to keep playing here. They've got to keep believing that they will get back into this game against the side who are in the relegation zone in League One, and they're playing most of the second half with 10 men. Kasami runs into Murphy, and how well are the two wingers playing in the second half defensively as well for Sheffield United.
There isn't a player in a red and white shirt that hasn't worked 110%. Every one of them have been a fantastic team. It does beg the question, how on earth have they found themselves in the position that they are in League One?
Maybe it's the big club syndrome. Why are Wolves in League One? They find it difficult once they drop down, but here was a chance for Fulham as Kasami into the penalty area, low across the 6-yard area, and it's swooped on by the goalkeeper George Long at the near post.
If they can get Kasami on the ball more, I think they will find a breakthrough. He's playing on that right-hand side, he's going past people, and he has got the intelligence when he gets there to pick out the right ball.
Here are the latest odds from TalkSport's official Sunday exclusive betting partner, Betfair, as a long ball bounces forward. A £25 pre-match bet on Sheffield United can now be cashed out for £38, and cash out from Betfair lets you change your mind during the match. Go to betfair.com or download the app to try it today. Tough now, down this near side. The Fulham left, infield towards the edge of the penalty area, and Rodallega onto his right foot, may fancy the shot, but instead he finds Taarabt, low to find Tankovic again, the one remaining youngster on the field, and now Rodallega shoots and scores! And Hugo Rodallega has rescued Fulham with 15 minutes to play. Very hard on Sheffield United, but the tie may be swinging towards the Premier League side. 1-1.
But once they didn't get tight enough, he shifts the ball onto his right foot, strikes it hard and low into the bottom left-hand corner. No chance for long.
You couldn't say it was coming, but it's no surprise they have scored.
Well, they've disappointed on so many occasions when it's come to a lack of quality. This time, he does everything right. Rodallega gets it onto his right, shifts it again, makes himself half a yard, and then the finish was precision. Now, I wonder what that's going to do. Number 1 to the crowd, and to Sheffield United.
Well, you can see that goal and all the other action from today's matches wherever you are, because the Sun Plus Goals app now includes highlights from every single FA Cup match, and Sun Plus Goals are sponsors of FA Cup goal reports on TalkSport. Carragher
Karagunis with a high ball into the penalty area now, looking for Rodelega. And it's cleared away as far as Baxter. And maybe the breakaway now for Murphy. That's Google in support inside him. And now he goes down, and this time Andre Mariner does give the free kick to Sheffield United. And Andre Mariner had a long chat with Nigel Clough. He was very, very animated about some of the earlier decisions in the game a few moments ago as Passley receives a yellow card.
Well, he's certainly given Passley problems all afternoon, hasn't he, Murphy? But I just find it staggering that Sheffield United, a man down, can cause this amount of problems on the break to a Premier League side with experienced players like Hughes, like Senderos, like Karagunis. It's incredible. It shows a lack of cohesion and intelligence from their point of view.
Baxter over the free kick, swung high into the penalty area, nodded down, and it should be cleared away by Duff down this near side. And now Fulham can break over the halfway line with 13 minutes to play. 1-1 at Bramall Lane. But Sheffield United win it back, and it's poor play from Fulham. Some of their continuity play has been dreadful today, and now Brayford will knock it back towards Flynn on this near side, and Flynn will look to find Cody, and Cody now has a break forward down the right hand side, quickly forward towards Murphy, popping up down this near side the right. Brayford on the overlap now, swings in the ball high to the far post. Harris will try and keep the ball in play. He can't do so, and it's a throw-in.
Oh, great play again. I think he's been fantastic, Brayford. Playing right back to Sheffield United, full of energy. He took the opportunities to get forward, and that was a good ball in there. It's a shame that they were a man down, otherwise they'd have had somebody on the far post.
13 minutes to play on Talk Sport. Sheffield United 1, Fulham 1. Let's briefly get team news from Stamford Bridge. Ian Abraham.
Chelsea made 4 changes to the side that beat Manchester United here last week. Samuel F.A retains his place up front. Stoke going 1 up front today, and that man will be Peter Crouch.
Thanks to the moves. Kasami coming forward now on the acrobatic from Rodelega inside the area, but he doesn't make contact with the overhead kick. Duff now plays it back towards Karagunis again. Cutting infield onto his right foot, and his left foot to Rapp, left-footed it, takes a ricochet off Collins and bounces across the penalty area. And now Murphy can stride away for Sheffield United over the halfway line. They'll now try and take on Senderos. He's fouled by Passley, is he? Not according to the referee, but here is Baxter now, moving forward down the left-hand side. That's Dougal inside. Baxter with the shot, it's blocked, and it ricochets behind Flynn towards this near side, and Rodelega is able to clear.
I can't believe this game. They're blocking. Some of them still blocking. They look really vulnerable at the back. It's crazy.
Kasami now moving forward down the right hand side, low ball into the penalty area away from Harris. Cody sticks with it, and that's great play from the youngster, helped out by Hill, and it's cleared away by Harris, but only as far as Duff now, who has a chance to attack. Comes infield, right footed shot is blocked by Collins. Here is Tarat on the edge of the penalty area, and now Karagunis again. Kasami operating wide on the right hand side, will try and take on Harris, fires in the shot, and it's low into the body of George Robb. Before we have a word from Alvin, Graham Courtney, what was happening a few moments ago with Nigel Clough?
Yeah, it was the usual story that when they had a really, really good shout for a penalty, which we all up here thought it was a nailed-on penalty, Nigel Clough, needless to say, he's going absolutely nuts with the fourth official down there. And, well, James Ackles obviously had a word in his headpiece and simply said to the ref, hang on a second, get him in out of hand here. So Mariners come across, they've had actually quite a lengthy chat. I think they've finally made a bit of peace in the end.
Here's Tarat moving forward now, but it's cut out by Harris. I don't think Tarat's started a Fulham shirt so far in the game since coming on.
No, he's been poor, really poor. But, you know, this is like two teams just going all out to attack, isn't it?
Neither want to replay. Here is Flynn coming forward now for Sheffield United. Now Baxter tricks it away from Karagunis. He's got support from Skugel. Skugel further wide towards Murphy, the other winger, looking to break into the area. The cross there was blocked by Passley, and Karagunis should be able to clear. You're listening to the FA Cup on Talk Sport with Budweiser. For your chance to play at Wembley, sign up for the Budweiser Open Trials now at budweiser.co.uk. It's never too late. Terms and conditions apply. Search #ToTheDream. As Kasami brings it forward now for Fulham with 10 minutes to play. Another poor ball inside, and Cody, who's got a real appetite for work, brings it clear, and it's brought down by Kasami, and that will be a yellow card for the Fulham man.
Well, that just sums up the way Fulham have performed. You know, so many times during this game when there's been a simple pass on and they've been sloppy, they haven't got it there. Chance to put Bent in, and he didn't actually play the ball in Tankovic. He should have let it in here a lot earlier. He stood 1-on-1. He delays
gives the ball away, and now all of a sudden he's got to make a challenge that he doesn't want to make us on, and he's been rightfully boost. But the effort that the Sheffield United players have put in has been unbelievable. Look at Murphy, he's been up and down, working in front of his fullback. Cause problems for the fullback going back the other way, but he looks totally out of gas now. I can't believe he's still going.
Everybody on Sheffield United's side has been a hero today, and Fulham have very few players who have got beyond 6.5, 7 out of 10 so far. It's been that sort of game on TalkSport. 9 minutes to play. This game at the moment is heading for a replay at Craven Cottage. It's 1-1. But if there is to be a winning goal, you just sense it might be Fulham. Here is Tarat. This cross is deflected by Rodallega into the path of Bent. And now Tankovic, a scoop ball in, looking for Kasami. It's initially cleared away by Harris, and now Skugel is able to control on the chest and just plays it downfield, and Senderos, who has consistently looked like the weak link for Fulham, is able to control ahead of Baxter and play it forward now towards Karagounis. Under blue skies and a blustery afternoon in South Yorkshire, Fulham bring it forward again now. Tankovic's ball wide to the far side. It's blocked by Harris, but here is Karagounis, and it's Tankovic again. On the right corner of the penalty area. Karagounis' first touch was very heavy, and Skugel just booms it clear, and Stockdale is midway inside his own half to bring the ball away, and Sheffield United are readying their final change in a few moments' time. Rodallega, though, midway inside the Sheffield United half. 8 minutes to play on TalkSport. Chelsea Stoke coming up at 3:30. Here is Duff now on the overlap. A deflected cross into the near post. It's turned behind for a corner by Harry Maguire.
Yeah, I think it was going wide, but he couldn't be sure long. I think, you just kept a touch on to make sure it's safe. But, it would be so hard now if they were to lose this game, Sheffield United. It really would. But you don't often get what you deserve in football. And as you said, Senderos still looking a bit shaky at the back. You never know, do you?
Karagounis from the short corner finds Duff, and it's wide to Karagounis again down the left-hand side, who cuts in field, and the pitch here is played very well after all the rain. Senderos with a header off the crossbar. Senderos again is cleared off the line, and here is Tarat now bursting into the penalty area down the left-hand side, faced up by 3 players. He finds Hughes. Left foot shot from him is deflected. Bent inside the area, goes down. Andre Marin's not going to give a penalty now.
I thought it was in. I thought Senderos would have been able to go with him all afternoon, looking shaky at the back, but he nearly got the winner.
Kasami, 7 minutes to play. High ball into the area. Senderos is in there again. Rising superbly as Collins to clear. And it's controlled by Baxter.
I'd leave him up there. I'd leave Senderos up there. That's one thing we haven't got.
Can't do it, done it.
No, leave him up there. They've got loads of balls in the box. No height really to attack him. Get him up there.
Sheffield United are very keen to make a change, and again, Nigel Clough is furious with the 4th official, James Adcock. They want to bring on a midfielder, Stephen McGinn, for the final few moments here, or 6 minutes. Sheffield United 1, Fulham 1, in a dramatic FA Cup 4th round tie here on TalkSport. Karagounis, square towards Tarat. As things stand, both of these teams will be in the 5th round. Adel Tarat again plays it wide to the far side, straight out of play.
It's been dreadful. He really has since he come on, and there's no excuses. He's had loads of time. Sometimes he's not under pressure because somebody ought to just sit back. But I guess that's an example of it. Easy ball out to the right wing, overhits it.
Here is the change, and it's a standing ovation. Graham Gordon.
Yeah, not surprising. Great performance by Jose Baxter. He is the player that's going to be coming off. And of course, Steve McGinn, the player that's coming on. Well, they've already lost the midfielder with Michael Doyle being sent off. So you just get the impression that now it's going to shore things up, aren't they? So Baxter off, McGinn on, and that's your final change.
Thank you, Graham. And Jose Baxter, a player who chose to turn his back on the new contract at Everton to find first-team football, ended up going to Oldham at the wrong end of League One, and he was sold to Sheffield United at the start of the season. Another side currently at the wrong end of League One, but he plays with his head up, and he's got very good feet, and he's certainly, at the age of 21, somebody who could have a very good future in the game. Tankovic finding Duff now. Infield to Fulham's goal scorer, Rodallega, who runs into Skugel. And Skugel does well to win the ball. It's a slight figure, but he showed strength there. And then it's just played downfield, deep into the Fulham half by the player who has just come on, McGinn. And Fulham pushing hard for the winner now, with 5 minutes to play on TalkSport. Sheffield United 1. The 10 men of Sheffield United 1. Fulham 1.
to Raft, wide towards the far side again, and now infield to Karagounis. And Darren Bent, it's another poor ball, almost takes out Karagounis, but his lucky Aaron Hughes was standing behind him, and here is to Raft. This time he does find a teammate, and it's Karagounis. Sheffield United are incredibly deep, back to Raft on the edge of the area, and wide towards Kasami again, a high ball to the far post, Rodallega's underneath it, wants it back in field, Bent is there, Senderos with a shot across the face of goal, and Kasami across the face of goal, and Bent must have been offside, but he puts it wide from half a yard. I'll tell you what, he didn't think he was, left foot, he's got to tap in from half a yard, and he looks at the linesman delayed, and then put his flag up, and Darren, I'll tell you, Bent actually has applauded it, he can't believe it. Kasami was surely offside as well.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. I'm looking at the replay, but that's what he's there for, stick the ball back in there. He has to have a kick. The one chance he has had to stick in the back of the net, offside or not offside, he's missed it.
In that case, Mrs. Redknapp would have scored. 4 minutes to play on TalkSport. What a game it has been here overall in the second half. It has been typical of the FA Cup. We have had absolutely everything apart from a winning goal so far. 1-1 with 3.5 minutes to play. Tankovic wide towards the far side, and Kasami again. Kasami cuts infield, square of the penalty area. Diagonal ball in. Bent has to be offside again. He is.
Yeah, way offside, wasn't it? He came out. I'd love to think that Sheffield United, I know they're hanging on, and they've worked tremendously hard to keep this at 1-1. They've only got 10 men. Philippe Schugel on Senderos. He's quick, leaving one-on-one, and try and get a ball in behind, because you never know, in the last, 3 minutes, plus time remaining in extra time, they just might get one break, one chance to win the game.
Only one replay so far in the FA Cup 4th round. Preston will have to play Forest again, and another League One side could also be joining them in the 5th round draw as well. And Skugel goes down under Senderos' challenge. No free kick given again by Andre Mariner, who has had, in inverted commas, an interesting afternoon. He made the decision to play this game after 3 inspections, and I think overall, well, it's definitely the right decision. It's been a cracking game. 2 minutes to play. Sheffield United 1, Fulham 1. Karagounis wide to this near side, and Duff. Sheffield United look very, very weary, but here is Duff. Wide towards Raft again. A high ball clipped to the right-hand side of Kasami, who nods it into the area in the general direction of Darren Bent, but it's cleared away on the volley by Jamie Murphy up to halfway, and out for a throw-in, which will be taken quickly by Josh Pasley. Stockdale back towards Karagounis, and Fulham now really in the ascendancy. Sheffield United are playing on vapours. High ball into the penalty area again. Rodallega's waiting for it. Fisted away towards this near side by Long. But here is Duff again. Infield towards Tankovic. And now to Raft in the drier area of the pitch down the centre. Wide towards Rodallega. And here is Tankovic again. Right foot shot from him. But there was a corner flag to the goal.
When they get that right, was it? They're trying to tee it up, they're passing, left, right, just trying to make it open to get the shot away, and he's tried to force that there. It wasn't on Tankovic, and it's high and wide.
Well, Sheffield United should be playing a League One game against Brentford, the leaders, next Tuesday. That will have to be called off again, because they're heading to another part of West London, it seems, to play Fulham in a replay. But wait, here is Raft moving forward now, finds Rodallega inside the area, left foot shot from him is deflected, hits Raft, Rodallega, misses his kick inside the area, it spins away to Kasami, who has a huge muddy smear in his back, and now fed by Karagounis, who off balance, almost hits the top tier.
At times, Fulham have been comical, at times. There's been some decent stuff, but overall, that just sums it up. Karagounis' effort there, and certainly the missed hit by Rodallega. Crazy. So poor at times. They have done. Their attitude has been pretty good. I can't say that they're a Premier League team that have come to Bramall Lane and not tried. They have tried. The effort's been there. But, I suppose the amount of changes and the decision-making, the lack of quality, maybe confidence within the ranks to show itself.
4 minutes of added time. Here is Skugel now. Controls it neatly for Sheffield United. Wide to the far side, and Murphy. Skugel wants the ball in the middle. Murphy
continues to run on the far side, which is also a very heavy area, and he runs into Karagounis, who has time to switch play from the far side towards Duff on this near side. We're into the 4 minutes of added time on TalkSport at the end of this game. Chelsea against Stoke coming up in around 40 minutes time. It's 1-1 here at Bramall Lane. A replay at Craven Cottage is looming at the moment. Tankovic, wide towards Duff. On the far side, infield again towards Rodilega, and Rodilega finds Karagounis, who this time is able to control, and every single Sheffield United player is almost back inside their penalty area now. It's wide towards Kasami again. Boos for him. A high ball back into the penalty area. Nobody there in a blue shirt, and it's left by Ryan Flynn to dribble behind for a goal kick.
Well, there were 6 blue shirts within the penalty area. Kasami's put the ball in there and not nailed one of them. And that is incredible. That's so poor. It's either him not picking out the right ball or them not making themselves available as a target. I think there's a little bit of both.
Well, Fulham here are not going to be able to manage what so many teams in League One have done so far this season, and that is beat Sheffield United. Unless there was a dramatic twist right at the end of added time. But Fulham don't deserve to win this game. If they do, they will really be out of jail. But here is Duff, wide towards Tankovic on this near side. As Alvin said quite rightly, no lack of effort, but the quality has been minimal from Rennie Wildenstein's team. But here is Karagounis, forward towards the edge of the area, cut out well by Kasami. And Sheffield United would also believe they've been on the wrong end of most of the debatable refereeing decisions. But now Taras, all arms and legs, brings it forward, fires in the shot, and it's a dribbler into the arms of George Long.
I'm sorry, Nigel. You know, I don't want to build critical on any player, but I just think it's flatters. Adel Taras just flatters. He looks the part, he hasn't got a finish. I think he's a selfish player. I think since he's come on, I think he's been dreadful.
Cleared long downfield by George Long, and it will be a throw-in to Fulham on the far side. Sheffield United are very close to a replay here, which they will richly deserve after playing so long in the second half with 10 men following the sending off of Michael Doyle. They'll talk about that decision, and both teams will talk about penalties maybe they should have had. But here is Karagounis now for Fulham. Plays the 1-2 with Senderos, who is an extra centre forward now. Karagounis with the ball in, headed away by Brayford. Not it cleared by Murphy, where maybe he could have controlled. Here is Hughes, finding Karagounis again, onto his right foot. Low ball to find Darren Bent inside the area. Tankovic tries to turn, and Gerrard with a shot! Oh my goodness! He almost won it, and it's deflected wide for a corner.
Well, it sat up lovely for him on his right foot, perfect. It looked like he's got a spot on, but it did take a deflection. I don't think Long would have got to it, but hadn't seen the deflection.
And Gerrard will now take the corner. Surely the final chance in the game for Fulham to win it here today. High ball into the penalty area. The goalkeeper's missed it. Chaos inside the area, and it's hooked off the line by Harris. Now just down this near side the left, and look at the watch from Andre Mariner. It's up again with a high ball in. Hill is there to knock the ball away as far as Senderos, right to the far side, and Serrat looking to attack the fullback Harris, who comes away with the ball, and Sheffield United can break it. It's a 3-on-3 break over the halfway line with Murphy. It's a dramatic twist for the home side at the end of this game. Murphy holds on to the ball, high to the far post, and Stockdale is there above Skugel. And that's it. And Sheffield United richly deserve their replay at Craven Cottage. It is finished 1-1 here, and Fulham did get themselves out of jail. But considering the fact they were playing 10 men against a League One side, a poor League One side, for much of the second half, Rennie Wildenstein's men were dreadful. Sheffield United won, Fulham won. Alvin Martin.
Very enjoyable. Very enjoyable. It flew by. 90 minutes, whoosh, just like that. A game full of incidents, decisions that I believe he got wrong in the main, Andre Mariner. But really, what a fantastic advert for the FA Cup. Absolutely brilliant.